That's the radio show. Now,
Yeah.
what is the radio show? What's it called?
Well, so I created a podcast, but not podcast. I created a blog back in 2010. It was called Real Estate Jerky. We give you something to chew on. And that lasted for about a year and got busy. And so that's what I named the radio show, because it was just different. Right. And at first they were like, we need to the radio show that used to be up here for years was just called Central Valley Real Estate, which is boring. So the name Real Estate Jerky, give you something to chew on. Smokehouse Studio, they took it to the nth, just totally made it amazing. They're like, we could do this, we could do this, we could do this with that. And so and people don't forget the name.
That is which is the first identity of any good brand, make yourself stand out. So you had the radio show, and then, so that came before the podcasts, didn't it?
Correct. We started the radio show August of 2018.
So what was the first podcast after that?
That was the one that you made me do. All right. So one of the things so back then I'm like, okay, on radio. So I take it back. So Real Estate Jerky, it's live so it was Saturday, 12 to 1. And that was live until the pandemic. And then it was replayed on Sunday. And then we turned into a podcast on Monday. So that truly was my first podcast. I was like, how can I take this airwaves and put it to a totally different genre, people who could listen to it, have nothing to do with our area. And that's grown.